It's exactly 33 minutes gone past 6 a.m. from the studio of Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. And we're reaching live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafi Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Welcome to Perspectives Unlimited. Perspectives Unlimited is that platform where we go beyond the news to help you make sense of some of the stories across our various national dailies, and a bit to keep you abreast about happenings around Nigeria. Good morning once again. My name is Toluwaleke Alli, and alongside with analyst on the show this morning, we'll delve into the dailies and analyze some of the stories that we have across our various national dailies this morning. Welcome to the show. You can watch us live on Facebook this morning, as we are live on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. And you can also watch us live on YouTube at Wells Radio 89.3 FM, at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. On Facebook, you can drop your comments as we go on the show this morning. And of course, when it's time, we'll also open the phone lines for you to call and be a part of the show. But before then, let's check out the front pages across some of our national dailies this Wednesday morning. From the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, above the masthead, marketers protest as Dangote moves to crash cooking gas price. That's on page 2. Awujale's burial frees Yoruba kings from ritual slavery. That's according to Oluwo. The story can be found on page 26 of the Punch newspaper for this morning. The lead story on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning reads, "Final salute. Nigeria beats Buhari, emotional farewell." And it has 3 riders: Tinubu, Akpabio, service chiefs, governors pay final respect amid tears, tributes. Dara stands still as Katsina Airport records over 130 flights. Osinbajo, ex-governors join African leaders, Saudi king, prince, mourn Buhari. And the story can be found on pages 2, 3, 7, 16, 17, and 27 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Nigeria's oil output soars above OPEC quota, and that's on page 21. North Central states mobilize joint security to crush bandits. To read more on that story, check out page 27 of the Punch newspaper. And the final story on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning: over 420 federal roads completed or in progress. And that's according to the federal government. The story is on page 21 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Moving on to the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Saudi Arabia, Moroccan king mourn Buhari, praise service to Nigeria. And the story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Dangote folds capital flight, insists on investing in Nigeria. And that's on page 4. The lead story on the front page of the Guardian newspaper reads, "Leaders, friends, politicians unite in stately farewell for Buhari." And the story is on page 6 with various images at the burial of the former president yesterday. Lawyers bicker as IBAS inaugurates boards, commissions. And that's on page 27 of the Guardian newspaper. Senate declines Natasha's recall, insists no binding order. And the story is on page 28 of the Guardian newspaper. Nigeria meets OPEC quota first time in 5 months, falls short of 2025 benchmark. And that's on page 4. Also on page 4, TikTok restricts 211 million offensive videos, removes 3.6 million from Nigeria. The final story on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning, fresh Plateau onslaught claims 20, injures several. And that story is on page 28 of the Guardian newspaper for this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, how Buhari was honored, buried. Story can be found on pages 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and 17 of the Daily Trust newspaper for this morning. Finally, on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, above the masthead, gunmen kill 27, destroy farms, burn several houses in Plateau community. And that's on page 4. Visa overstay. Respect immigration regulations of host countries, federal government tells Nigerians. And that's on page 10. Dangote to wealthy Nigerians invests in Nigeria. And it has a rider reveals how it built $20 billion refinery. And that's on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. The lead story reads, Sea of Heads at Buhari's state funeral in Daura features 4 military honors. And it has a rider, Tinubu, Shetima, Atiku, African leaders, governors, military leaders, ministers, family, others pay last respect. The story can be found on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. The Patriots All-Inclusive Conference begins in Abuja, and it has 2 riders, delegates set to discuss future of constitutional democracy. Plan to draft People's Constitution, and that's on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Those are the stories across the front pages of some of our national dailies this morning. All right, welcome back. This is still Perspectives Unlimited on Wales Radio 89.3 FM. And joining me on the show this morning is our analyst, Chukwemeka Munachi. So good morning, Chukwemeka.
Good morning, Tolu.
All right. Yesterday, Nigeria, bid farewell to former President Muhammadu Buhari as he was buried yesterday, according to Islamic rites, and that's saw various dignitaries across board. It was a really emotional moment for a lot of people that were present in Daura yesterday evening when the former president was buried with full honors, of course, the military honors, and everyone present felt emotions running right there. And we can only pray to God to rest his soul and give the family the fortitude to bear their irreplaceable loss. Let's get into some of our dailies this morning, beginning with this story in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Gunmen kill 27, destroy farms, burn several houses in Plateau community. And I'll take some of that story. Gunmen on the prowl in parts of Plateau State attacked Bindin Jebel of the Tahos community in the Rayom local government area of the state on Tuesday morning, killing 27 persons, most of whom were farmers, and injuring many others. According to a source in the impacted community, the gunmen, suspected to be killer headsmen, invaded the community at about 6:30 p.m. on Monday and embarked on destructive grazing on a huge tract of farmland. The source revealed that the farmers and vigilantes in the neighborhood quickly mobilized and joined forces with the security men on the ground to chase out the attackers. In an interview, the national president of the Berom Youth Molder Association, Barrister Dalip Solomon, stated that the gunmen later organized in large numbers and carried out a second devastating attack on the community at about 5:30 a.m. on Tuesday. Barrister Solomon stated that the people were taken off guard and that the attackers killed 27 people and injured many others while also burning down several houses. And according to him, injured individuals are currently receiving care at the Jos University Teaching Hospital and other nearby health facilities. With, the loss of several buildings and also crops destroyed. And a resident of the community who escaped the attack said that security men in the area tried their best, but they were overpowered by the superior fire force from the marauders, coupled with their large number. And also the chairman of Rayom local government, Honorable Sati Suwa, who confirmed the attack, said that those who sustained injuries were already receiving treatment at the Jos University Teaching Hospital. But according to this report, all attempts to speak to the state police PRO proved abortive.
You see, when we start the day with this kind of story, it depresses someone. And what is happening in Plateau State? What is happening in Benue? All the noise we made in Benue, all the noise we made in Plateau State, we bring perpetrators to book. This will be the last attack. This will be this. This will be that. Where have we landed? Until authorities understand that killer headsmen have declared war on Nigeria and take the war to them, we'll continue to have this. In the face of all these killings, massacres, slaughters, everywhere people are being slaughtered by non-state actors. Yet, authorities have not found it important to speed up the creation of state police. You begin to ask yourself, do we really are these people human beings? How do they sleep? When they go to bed and know that under their watch, citizens of their country are being slaughtered by non-state actors, and they know that if we do this, we stem the tide, and they sit on it and say, no, it can't happen. It baffles me how such people sleep, how they go about parading as leaders, how they go about doing things they do, how they go about eating, and they're even laughing and even enjoying themselves, and yet citizens are being slaughtered, are being murdered, people who go out to make a living, people who go out to earn their keep, are being slaughtered in their farms. And yet, we have leaders who do not even bother to know how do we solve this problem. Killer herdsmen have become a problem, not only in Nigeria, across West Africa. Now, you just read something here now, that they engaged the locals, and also they invaded the fields and allowed the animals to eat up the crops. That is sheer wickedness. I don't know, and the worst of all this is that the vigilantes themselves, there is a limit to what they can do against these invaders.
Yes,
because
so apparently, according to the story, first they fought them, they ran away, and then they came back in full force very early in the morning when they knew that they were not capable to fight for themselves again.
Yes, because the vigilantes are not well armed. If they are well armed, Nigerian authorities will go after them. But why is it that Nigerian authorities will not go after these invaders who are using sophisticated weapons? It was under Buhari that the government said, shoot at sight those who wield AK-47. How many people were shot? Who gives these invaders AK-47? Where are they coming from? Are they Nigerians? Do they have a land in Plateau State? What is their business in Plateau State? Before you know it, now government will come up and say it's a herders-farmers clash. What is there any clash in this? And people will be told to accommodate that is the communal clash. Is there any commonality between herders and people of Plateau State? There's no commonality. They are not from that place. Why are they invading people's farm? Is it only in the farm that animals will feed? Tolu, those in authority should do the needful, so that when they eventually go, because all of us will die one day, nobody will come out and tell Nigerians, oh, don't talk bad about the dead, or don't say they did this. But why not do the needful when you are alive? Why did you fold your hand and people are being slaughtered when you are alive? And when you die, Nigerians will not talk about what you did. It is painful that without declaration of war, Nigerians are dying in droves. And yet we have those in authority who are not even looking at this problem and have to solve it. And we know that the major thing to solve this problem is the creation of state police, which IGP Egbetoku has refused to tell Nigerians why he's against the creation of state police. He has not told Nigerians. And we all know that if we create state police, imagine if there's state police in Plateau. Indigenous of that environment, they know their people, they know the environment, and they are well equipped. Do you think these people will come and have a field day? They won't. We know, the good book said, he that knows what to do and refuses to do it, to him is an abomination.
You can join the conversation this morning by calling the phone lines 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-1000, or 0915-333-4893, 0915-333-4893. Call 0911-333-893, 0911-333-893. Those are the phone lines for you to call to be a part of the show. Now, still in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, Dangote to wealthy Nigerians, invest in Nigeria. President and Chief Executive of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, has urged wealthy Nigerians to invest in Nigeria, as it is the only way to build the nation. He said there's no two ways about it. Real growth and development cannot happen in a nation without significant investments. He criticized the tendency of African wealth being exported and stashed abroad, calling on the continent's entrepreneurs and affluent individuals to invest home. It is only through such commitment that we can drive true development. And those were his exact words when he was having a chat with newsmen.
You see, God bless Aliko Dangote for saying this. But you know why African leaders will not invest in Africa? Let me go general. They don't love Africa. I will give you a list of African presidents that died in foreign hospitals. And yet they are leaders in their own country. If you are a lady, Tolu, if you are married and your husband gives you money to prepare soup, and he doesn't eat your food. When he's hungry, he goes to the neighborhood and eats and comes back home. How do you see such a person? That is what African leaders do to Africa. This continent is not a black man's cause. It's not. God didn't cause Africans, because there has been a discussion on whether Africans are under the curse. The sons of Noah, Ham, Japheth, and all those things. But I tell you that Africans are strange human beings. African leaders. I can give you a list of African leaders that died in foreign hospitals. Meanwhile, they budget money for hospitals in their country, and they don't use it. That is the same way African politicians and leaders are stealing from their continent, their countries, and they stash it abroad. Because that's why they don't care. They don't care about how citizens live. They don't. It's not their business. They are not in power. If you go and check what the former South African president, Pieter Botha, said about democracy and African leaders. You give them gun, they kill their people. You give them power, they see it as an opportunity to steal and stash their loot outside. African leaders will never invest in their countries unless there is a paradigm shift, which will take a long time to come. Dangote is investing in Nigeria. Go and check how many of our politicians, our rich men in Nigeria, look, EFCC chair, Olukoyo, they told Nigerians that he went to Iceland and saw an estate owned by a Nigerian. And do you know where Iceland is? Iceland. A Nigerian owned an estate in Iceland. They don't. If they love the country, they will invest in the country. But because they don't believe in the country, when you elect people who don't believe in your country, they will live as that is. There's no way they will develop that country. Our leaders don't love Nigeria. If they do, why can't they invest in our country? Because they know that nothing works here. That this is a lawless place. That this place is a crime scene. That's why they cannot invest here. And that's why investors cannot come here. Because if you don't invest in your country, why must I come and invest in your own country? When you don't, there is no rule of law. Any country where there is no rule of law cannot develop. And no responsible person will come and put his money in an economy where the government does not obey, where big men are above the court, where court pronouncements don't mean anything to leaders in a country. You know why? Because if they have issue with anybody, it means they will not go to court. So they will not come here and invest. That's why our leaders will not invest in Nigeria, because what they have stolen, what they have taken away from the people, they will not like to invest it in a place where they know that nothing works here. That if you put your money here, anything can happen. Because if there is the rule of law in Nigeria and there is a law, the institutions are strong to maintain. You know, there's a connection between strong institutions and strong economy. That's why African countries are poor, because they have weak institutions. Where a big man is bigger than the... How many court pronouncements have our leaders obeyed? Just check it. Supreme Court of a land will make a pronouncement. People in power will not obey it. People outside are watching. Because do you know the meaning of Supreme Court? The apex court in a land will come and make a pronouncement. So-called leaders will not even obey it. And you want investors to come into your country. They won't come. Africa, Dangote is saying the right thing, but how many of them will do it? Go and check refineries outside this country. Who are the owners? Now, we are planning to sell off the refineries we have in Nigeria. Who are those that will buy it? You think if they buy it, they put the money here. They won't put it here because they don't believe in this place. That's why I gave that analogy. You are a woman. If you get married and your husband does not eat your food, but he gives you money, how do you see that husband? Nigerians are the ones who will change the narrative. I advocate for a law whereby if you are a president of this country, you must not be treated outside this country. You must be treated in Nigeria. Your children must not school outside. Let them school here, so that you have a taste of what other people are passing through. When you are improving. Do you know how much we spend on medical tourism? Do you know how much Nigerians spend on all these tourists? People are going out for holiday. We have a lot of holiday resorts here, but we have not solved the problem of insecurity, which will make it difficult for people to come to Nigeria to patronize our holiday resorts. So Dangote is saying the right thing. How many of our leaders will listen to Dangote and invest here so that unemployment will come down. They won't, because if they make honest wealth, they will invest here. But because they know that they shortchange the people, and they are afraid that one day these people may rise up and burn down what I've invested, that's why they are running away. If their hands are clean, they will invest in the country. Those who invest in Nigeria are those who are making legitimate money.
All right. You can be a part of the conversation. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, or 0911-333-893. And still talking about Dangote. Marketers protest as Dangote moves to crash cooking gas price. But we'll talk about that when we get back from this commercial break. It is still Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Hi, this is Nene from the boat safety team. You can't see us, but we're right here with you on every boat ride. To your left is the ride insurance team. We insure your ride as soon as your trip starts. To your right is the record audio team. We keep a recording of your trip for 24 hours in case you need it later. And behind you is the customer support team, ready to chat 24/7. We're the boat safety team, by your side on every ride.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour. I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data. Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service. One Data? Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811-223-2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
This world is not my home.
Oluyole State Community Development Association, OECDA, announces the glorious transition on May 6, 2025 of its founder, Bale Adeyemi Bayonle Oguyemi, Bale Oluyole Estate and Environs. Bale Yemi Oguyemi Baba Embalaya was the vice chairman, Council of Bale in Ibadan land. Bale Yemi Oguyemi's legacies and records of honor will remain indelible in the annals of Oluyole Estate and Environs. Burial arrangements are as follows. Friday, 18th July, Jumat prayer and lie in state at Oluyole Central Mosque at 1 p.m. Saturday, 19th July, funeral service at St. Mary's Anglican Church, Oluyole Estate at 9 a.m. Reception follows at Williamson Hall, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Sunday, 28th July, Thanksgiving service at St. Mary's Anglican Church, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan at 10 a.m. May God grant Bale Yemi Oguyemi a sweet repose in his bosom. Chief Jerome Akinwumi, Chairman. Reverend Alfred Faduba, Chairman Burial Planning Committee for Oluyole State Community Development Association, OECDA.
And I can't feel at home in this world anymore.
Give your child the gift of excellence at Juniors International School, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Are you searching for a school where top quality education meets care, love, and safety? A school where skilled professionals ignite young minds in an environment that stimulates learning, creativity, and moral growth? Do you desire a school that offers rich academic curricula designed to prepare your child for local and international examinations? opening doors to future success both within and outside Nigeria at Juniors International School. We don't just educate, we discover and nurture each child's unique aptitude while molding them into highly productive global citizens driven by godly principles. Join us on the journey of raising tomorrow's leaders. Admission test into pre-nursery to year 5 holds on Friday, 1st August 2025. Venue, Juniors International School, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Time, 9 a.m. Admission forms are available online at www.juniorsinternationalschool.com or at the school premises. Juniors International School, Center of Excellence.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned to Perspectives Unlimited on Wales Radio 89.3 FM. Now let's come to the stories about marketers' protest as Dangote moves to crash cooking gas price. President of the Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, has announced plans to reduce the price of liquefied petroleum gas, also known as cooking gas. He also promised to start direct sales of the product to consumers should the existing distributors fail to allow the price crash in cooking gas. However, operators in the sector have disagreed with the plan, saying the businessman was planning to monopolize the LPG sector. They kicked against the move as the dealers expressed fear of possible monopoly. And speaking during a recent tour of his refinery by some local and foreign guests, Dangote stressed that the current price of cooking gas is expensive and not affordable for common people who depend on firewood for cooking. It disclosed that the refinery now produces 22,000 tons of LPG daily and is ramping up production for distribution into the Nigerian market, especially as Nigerians move towards the use of gas for cooking. So far, since Dangote started his refinery, it's been, crashing prices, cutting down the prices of petrol from time to, even though it doesn't reflect in the market.
It won't reflect.
Now is planning to crash down the price of cooking gas, but those who are operators in the sector are kicking against
racketeers. It. When you call them operators, you are making it sound as if they are racketeers. You see, and why they are doing what they are doing is because government is so silent on their operation. You understand? So they are racketeers. They know that they are. It's like a mob. It's like a gang starting. Let's not allow this to get to the people. It's just like what we see. You see, these things are replicated all over Nigeria. Okay.
Yeah, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay. All right, I do what.
Do you know that in a market here, if you go to some markets in Nigeria, farmers will bring something from the farm. These so-called market leaders will not allow the farmers to sell direct.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, this is Miriam from Odeja.
Welcome to the show, Miriam.
Thank you. In Nigeria, nothing seems to be working with. No sector seems to be working with. We have the sector, petroleum, education, and others. And until our leaders are ready to do the right thing, we will continue to complain. But it's just a pity that we keep moving from bad to worse. Well, I hope the death of the ex-president will serve as a lesson to other political office holders to always prioritize the people's interests, because death is inevitable for all. I pray the Lord will lead them all.
All right, thank you so much.
So when farmers bring these things from the farm, the so-called market leaders will not allow them to sell straight to the people because they will buy it at a very good price. You know what they do? They once they price you, and you refuse to sell, you may not likely sell that thing. So they will buy those things from the farmers and now make more 10 times more than what they got from the farmers. Then the people, these things are happening because there is no government is not actually doing what they ought to do. Is there any law in this country that protects Nigerian citizens? There's no law. It's exploitation. Everybody has to exploit one another. It's a dog eat dog. It's a jungle. It's a place where any opportunity you have, just use it, because there's no law to checkmate the excesses of those who have power over others. There's no law. That's why these people are now saying that, oh, Dangote, you want to crash this price, you want to take food out of our mouth. But why? And when they get this from Dangote, they are not going to sell it at a price that will be affordable to Nigerians. Exactly what is going on in the local market is what is going on between Dangote and these so-called as marketers that are saying that if we allow women, we will crash the price. If they will put something on top that is okay, but they will make times 2 of what even what they're buying from Dangote. That's the greed. The greedier you are in Nigeria, the more money you make. It is not some of these problems we have in the market now. Because I go to market. If you go to market, you check the level of the greed of an average Nigerian. There are some people you go to, if they are greedier than others, they will collect more from you. The same product. If they are less greedy, they will collect less. So it's a measurement of greed. And that's why they are saying that, if we allow Dangote to come. Now, if Dangote, I pray that Dangote will crash the prices, actually.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Mr. Salami, your line is not clear enough. Please try. Hello? Your line is breaking. Mr. Salami, please try to call us back. Okay, please try to call us back. So
it's all over the place. It's because of government's indifference to the welfare of Nigerians. That's why we have all these things. There's gross indifference. They don't care how Nigerians feel, what goes on in the market, or how will they get what they need.
Hello?
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 Yeah, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, is it better like this?
Yes, it's much better.
Okay, thank you, sir. You see, for me, I will just appeal to Dangote to just calm his nerves, and he shouldn't bother himself reducing any price of gas. Probably, maybe until after this government, because as far as Dangote is concerned, he's even competing with Mr. President himself. I think in this oil industry, and there's no way anybody will entertain any competitor. So that's just it. Dangote should just now bother himself. He should just sell his price. Maybe after this government, he can do that whatever goodies he has for Nigeria. But as far as President Tinubu remains the president of Nigeria, no. It is a lot of it. They will frustrate him. So that's just it. Instead of government complimenting his efforts, they see him as competitor. Of course, because he knows that he will not remain in power forever. So he has to preserve his own interests after his office. That's President Tinubu. So sad, but we've got to live with it.
Thank you for your take, Mr. Salami.
So that's exactly what we are saying. You understand? If somebody wants to bring down the prices, there are racketeers around who say this thing will not come down. And these are people who will not invest in Nigeria. They will not. When they make that money, they won't, because they know that there's no law here. It's a system. It's an open check to anybody who has anybody who can. If you know how to make money, any crooked way you can make money, make it. No law, no institution that we check your excesses. That's why we are having what we are having.
Hello.
Don't forget that the onion of Ife, it came out sometime last year.
Hello, good morning.
You see, each time we're talking about the price of petrol, it keeps saying that we should stop blaming Dangote. Look at, he wants to crash the price of gas, cooking gas for that matter. And we are now saying marketers are planning to protest against it. Are they really thinking about the people? This is how we're blaming him on the price of petrol. This is on gas now. All these things are about the people. So we can know those who are really doing us. Why are they protesting against him, crashing the price of cooking gas? Why people are suffering? My name is George. I'm calling from Ologwe.
Thank you, Mr. George.
You see, it is never, Nigeria is not about the people. People seem to not understand. It's not about the people. If it's about the people will be carried out. What is democracy? Citizen participation in governance. It's not about Nigerians. It's about people who want to make, Nigeria is a big market for them. So it's not about the people. If it's about the people, government must intervene. Look, let me tell you something. I had an elder sister. She's late now. She lived all her life in Côte d'Ivoire. When she returned to Nigeria, do you know what this woman was doing? We didn't discover on time. If she went to the market, before you know it, she will come back with so fast. He said, yes. What did you buy? He will open her bag. We discovered that this woman, because in Côte d'Ivoire, if you buy this cup, 1,000 naira in Ibadan, go to Sokoto, you buy it 1,000 naira. Go to anywhere in this country, the same price. So we told her that no, this thing is not operating here in Nigeria that way. So whenever we go to market, somebody will follow her. When they say this cup, they begin to price. She will be looking at them. How do they begin to price? Because they don't do it over there. Government has fixed everything. But whereby government is not involved in the life of the people, what can they fix? That's why FCCP, this
consumer protection.
That's why they can't do anything, because government is not involved with the people. If government is involved with the people and is after the welfare of the people, these people that are calling themselves marketers will not be protesting against Dangote trying to crash the price of gas. They will not. Government will wield a big stick. What are you doing? But government is also in the business of exploiting the people. Is a bazaar. Anybody take what you want to take. The people don't matter. That's why we are in a bind in our country.
All right, you can be a part of the conversation. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, or 0911-333-893. On Facebook, Adedamola Okunlola says, beautiful morning to you in the studio. It's so sad to know that our former president died in a hospital outside Nigeria. Why can't he invest in the health sector of Nigeria when he was in power? The way our leaders travel outside the country to seek medical care is alarming and discouraging. They should take care of our healthcare facilities, as some of us do not have the means to seek medical care outside. The irony of all of this is you will always find Nigerians as part of the medical team abroad. Our leaders should please do better. Thank you. All right, thank you for your message this morning. Adedamola Okunlola. Oluwashem Ruth says, good morning, Wells Radio. I wonder how a single person could be able to build a refinery and a whole nation could not, despite knowing the effect of this on the average Nigerians. I will just implore the federal government to privatize these refineries, since it's obvious they can't manage them, so that a common man can truly breathe. All right, thank you very much. Let's move to the Guardian newspaper. Senate declines Natasha's recall, insists no binding order. The National Assembly has pushed back demands for the immediate reinstatement of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, insisting that the recent Federal High Court judgment does not compel the Senate or its leadership to act. This comes as Senate President Godswill Akpabio earlier filed a cross-appeal at the Court of Appeal challenging key rulings that questioned the upper legislative chamber's authority and recommended the lawmakers. In the appeal, Akpabio, through his legal team, presided over by Justice Bentanyako, argued that the trial court, presided over by Justice Bentanyako, overstepped its bounds by delving into legislative affairs and making pronouncements that were never sought by the plaintiff in our suit.
Let me tell you something about our judicial system, which is part of the heavy problem we have in this country. Let me tell you, we have lawyers who can even defend a man who raped his mother on the ground of technicalities, because that's what they use. That's what they use. Look, this is what I've been saying. When institutions don't obey, when those that are elected don't obey court orders, they look for loopholes. They look for any lacuna to circumvent the pronouncement of the court. This is what we get. Imagine what Ababio is saying, that the court and a smart lawyer will come out, that's why Nigerians don't take their cases to court. They tell many things are left in the hand of God, because until we restructure this country, not physical restructuring, until there's a paradigm shift in this country, Nigeria will keep on going around the circle, and it's getting worse. This is a country where the past is always better than the present. It's a shame. Those we call lawmakers are even those who break laws. In a country where lawmakers break law, don't obey court pronouncement, they find a way, they will get some smart Alex to do one thing or the other. How will that country make progress? Look, like I said before, there is a connection between strong institutions and strong economy. Check all countries that are poor, wretched, down and out, and check their institutions, very weak. Until we get to that level, whereby the law will take its course, no matter who you are. Look at America. Yes, they have been on for a number of years, but they started one day. Have we been started? We have not started. We have not. Look at all the pronouncements. Look at Kano State having 2 emirs. Why is it? Because of our law, judicial system. Lawyers are, everybody look at a state having 2 emirs, and yet we have a judicial system. They cannot resolve it. Sister, we have a long way to go.
Let's pick this call quickly. Hello.
George again.
Welcome back.
Akpabio is now bigger than the laws of this country. He has already filed a case, an appeal against the court decision, and he's stopping them from carrying out the decision of the court. You see, Chukwemeka, may God bless you.
Amen.
For being outspoken, because that is the only way we can free ourselves. If these people continue this way, only God knows where Nigeria is going to move forward. Nobody will come and invest in this country, because they know that after investment, somebody will come up, go to the court, and say he is the owner of the investment, and nothing will be done about it. Please, I don't know who person can talk to concerning this issue of the weakness of the court, fighting to make sure that their decisions against cases are upheld. May God help Nigeria.
Thank you for your take this morning, Mr. George. So earlier this week, US and the UAE, slammed some policies on Nigeria, and in a developing story on that is that the federal government has begun action on the issues of concern, and they also, advised Nigerians overseas to ensure that they don't overstay with their visas whenever they travel. But this action on issues of concern, do you see it actually reflecting in the decision of these countries?
Wait, who are those advising Nigerians to obey laws in the countries they travel to?
The special advisor to the president, in a statement.
Those in authority.
Those
in authority, do they obey Nigerian laws?
But
so where will Nigeria do they respect our own law here? So where will Nigerians take a cue? Look, kids learn how to chew grass by looking at the mouth of their mother. If our leaders are law-abiding, Nigerians will go outside Nigeria and be law-abiding. If our leaders are crooked, Nigerians will go outside and become crooked. Because whatever a snake gives birth to must be long. You understand? So you don't have where do you stand to be telling Nigerians, where if you travel abroad, obey the law? Do you obey the one in your own country? Do you obey it? So, you see, and that's why we export a lot of things negative. And the Nigerians are looking, because if you call yourself a leader, what I understand to be leadership is that you lead by example. Example. You lead by example so that your citizens will see what you are doing. When you say patronize made Nigerian goods, we see you wearing batik made in Abeokuta. We see you wearing a shoe made in Aba. Why will Nigerians not copy you? Okay, eat Nigerian food. Yes, we eat Abakaliki rice. We eat Ofada rice. And we see, but you eat rice from Thailand and from Afghanistan, and you tell us to be law-abiding, and we should go after. Okay, pick this call here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Benga Mario calling from Apata.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Benga Mario.
Thank you. Those in authority doesn't often give respect to the rule of law in this country. I told you on Saturday. I said we have rule of law and we have rule of men. And that is just too deep. Rule of law will tell you that this is according to the law, this is what the law stipulates. But rule of men is because you are in a particular position, you are holding a particular political post, you will not be able to obey the rule given by the law of the land, which is not too good for our democracy. See, I was trying to tell some people that if somebody steals a goat or steals a hen and the person is used to stay court, the person will be beaten blue black, will be taken to the police station, and from the police station the person will be taken to court, and the person will be granted, will be given years to be spent in the prison. But that means the law is working, right? Because the person will be stamped with it. But if the political office holder does the same thing, maybe he stole some government money, and the person is being found culpable and being arrested. And when the person is being taken to court, the court will tell him, okay, how much did you steal? Okay, I stole 100 billion. The court will tell him to go on plea bargaining. Okay, pay 1 billion, and the sins are forgiven. Can you equate the two scenarios I just mentioned now? So to tell you that in this country we have the rule of law and we have the rule of men and the wish of men. Okay. And with that, the country cannot move forward because the law is one-sided. It favors those who are holding a highly key post in the country, and where just a mere man in the country sees something little and the person will be handed 20-25 years in the prison. You look at our different prisons and see some innocent Nigerians that are pulling up prison so many years in prison for just a simple offense that they committed. May God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Benga Mario.
And let me tell you, Tolu, you see these things where we find ourselves, it will continue until we have freedom-driven movements across Nigeria. Freedom-driven and pro-democracy. Because what we are doing here is illiberal democracy. We have things that look like democracy, but it's not democracy. You understand? Because people need to be emancipated. People need to be set free. Are there laws in Nigeria that protect Nigerians? All our laws are to protect those in authority. That's why police will drive against traffic because a big man is passing. It's not about the people. It doesn't care how many people it knocks down. If you check our laws, they are not done to protect the citizens. That's why the military will not, the security operatives don't care about how many people are wasted as far as a big man is protected. They don't care. So until we come to a situation, and that's why what they call constitutional amendment, you can't amend what is fraudulent. You can't. We didn't write the constitution. It was imposed on us by the military. And military is not in a situation to write a constitution for a country. So until we have a constitution, people-oriented constitution, where there's a level playing field for everybody in Nigeria, irrespective of religion or ethnic group, we don't have a constitution. That's why they know that if we go from the scratch and start a new constitution, they will lose their privileges. That's why they keep on patching. A house is about to collapse and you are patching the house. Why not demolish the house and erect a new structure? Constitution amendment, you know how much we have wasted on amending something that is not amendable. Patch, work every now and then. They are now on another as a jamboree, constitutional amendment, because we refuse to tell ourselves the truth. Let me tell you something again. The good book says, he that knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is a sin.
Okay, we have a few more stories, but it's time for us to go. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Tolu. May God save Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much to everyone who has been a part of the show this morning, sent in messages on Facebook, watched live. Thank you so much. And for those who called in as well. Tomorrow, Perspectives Unlimited returns at exactly 6:30 a.m. As I would always say, wherever you find yourself, always ensure that you put Nigeria out there in good light. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. I am Toluwaleke Alli.
Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Aki.